Let's take a look at a generic import. eBay Makita compatible hot melt glue gun. And the idea of Makita compatible is it can take the Makita batteries, or in this case, I'm going to be trying it with a generic Chinese battery, as supplied with knockoff tools that are also compatible with Makita batteries. Or is this going to make a loud click? I shall put it in gently. Right, tell you what, where is the... Oh, it's on already. Oh, that's a very simple system. It's click on, click off. Now, does it have temperature control? Does it have any circuitry at all? Let's start the timer and see how long it takes to melt glue, and I shall pause if it's going to take ages to do this. So I'll get a bit of plastic in as well. We'll just put it right there, and we'll stuff a glue stick. It comes with 5 glue sticks into the end of it and sort of squish it through until it's ready. The quality control sticker is falling off. Oh, it covers a little, it's actually just covering a little thing down there. I wonder what that's for. Maybe a little indicator LED. Right, I shall keep this as a valued souvenir. I shall put it on the power, the socket here. There we go. It's quality control socket now. Now, something worth mentioning. I thought Makita batteries would be intelligent and maybe have protection against over discharge, but the only batteries I've come across so far that do that are, well, the ones I've taken apart are Ryobi, which have built-in protection because they're backward compatible with the NiCad tools, and the clones. The clone batteries are actually better in a sense because they will shut the power off if they detect that the voltage in the across an individual cell is going low. And something I did not know, the real Makita batteries, I looked at people swapping batteries in them, the cells in them, and the real Makita batteries do not individually monitor cells. They just monitor the end of the battery pack of 5 cells and then one in the middle, and they don't individually monitor. So there is no actual proper protection against over discharge and charge. That's pretty appalling, right? Is this oh, it's going in, it's softening. Oh, there's glue coming out the end. That was quite quick. So do we say, well, I should have tried it earlier, shouldn't I? Yeah, that's squirting glue out now. Okay, so well, let's say 1.5 minutes-ish, maybe it was earlier, that completely defeated the test. Excellent, I'll just put that out of the way. Okay, right, now I've done that, I'm going to have to stop anyway, because I'm going to have to let this cool down now before I open it up. So tell you what, we'll click this button off. Does it have any electronics? Right, okay, tell you what, let's remove the battery and take the screws out of this, noting that it will be red hot inside and dripping hot melt glue. Well, we can start taking the screws out while dripping hot melt glue, apparently. Now, something worth mentioning, there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 screws here, but then the other screws are in the base, 1, 2, 3, 4, and that means they can swap this base out for different batteries. For instance, they do a red version for the Milwaukee, they do a yellow version for DeWalt, and of course the bluish version for Makita. So I shall pause momentarily while this cools down, because it is going to be red hot inside. 1 moment, please. That should be cool enough. I've taken the screws out, and this bottom plate appears to come off, which is expected. No circuit board. Useful bottom plate, actually, for just connecting to those batteries. There are more screws. Let's whip those screws out. Very thin wires going up. I wonder what current it is. We can find that out. I can stick the bench power supply in that. So let's get these screws out of here. Wish I'd known this. I would have taken them out in advance. And they're not coming out terribly easy into chewy plastic. Okay. I guess they're... Oh, the whole base is coming off. Okay. Useful to know. And they're quite long screws. That's probably why. It does make me wonder. Is this going to be a very simple PTC heat element inside, a self-regulating heat element? Right, oh, these little bits pop off as well. Okay, and now this is going to come apart, and this is where the springy trigger mechanism just pings apart. Oh, it looks as though it may actually be. Is that hot? No, it's not too hot. That's just a standard PTC heater, isn't it? I can check that though. What about this? Any electronics in this? There's an LED and a resistor and a switch. That is it. Oh, look at the way they've recessed the switch into the circuit board. That's unusual. probably just to save space and because it's a fairly high current-ish application. Right, tell you what, I shall hook this up now. Ooh, not sure how that went in. I shall hook this up to the bench power supply, and we shall check how much current this heater takes. I get the feeling that at this point in time it's not going to cut off completely. So that if you were to leave this connected to an actual Makita battery, which doesn't seem to have that over discharge protection, there is a good chance that just leaving this on and forgetting about it, by the time you came back, it could have over discharged the battery to the point that it may not actually want to take a charge again until you've manually intervened internally. So that's not so great. Okay, right, tell you what, I'll just hook this up and be back in a moment. 1 moment, please. Okay, it is hooked up and I'm going to turn it on. It's set to 20 volts. Maximum current in this power supply is 3 amps. And click the switch. 2.4 amps. Oh, it's gone up 3. And it's now going back down now that it's actually starting to regulate the current with the PTC heater. So that is a PTC, self-regulating heater in there. The current is down at 2.4 amps. How exciting. It's watching this heat up. 2.2 amps. I will tell you what, I'll pause and I'll tell you what it stabilizes at. 1 moment, please. That's more or less stable. I put the cover on for an accurate representation since it's not dissipating heat into the air. And it is roughly 600 milliamps at 20 watts continuous ambient background. It's not fully closed. Maybe, let's say, it's going to be about 10 watts standby, just sitting there. So it is worth mentioning. I think the biggest thing we can take away from this is that let's unplug this now. That we can take away from this is that if you plug this into a real Makita battery, it's potentially going to over discharge it to the point that, you know, the Makita charger might not accept it anymore and you'd have to open up and hot wire it and bring all the cells up again. However, with the knockoff batteries with their proper protection of each cell, which is ridiculous that this actually has better charge protection than the real Makita thing. But with the knockoff batteries, this will actually cut off if you did leave it on accidentally. It wouldn't be great if you left it for weeks and weeks before you realised it. But as long as you realise, oh, I left it and it's discharged, you could just put it in its little charger and you could bring it back up again. It would be fine. But that's it. It's a lot simpler than I was expecting inside. It's literally just a switch, an LED and resistor for the indicating that it's on, and then a self-regulating PTC heater element, and that's all that's inside it. So there we have it. Very basic, very functional. I won't give you the listing for this. If you go to eBay or AliExpress and just search Makita hot melt glue gun, you'll find them. Likewise, DeWalt and what was the other one? Milwaukee. But I would say really trying to use them with the clone batteries as well, because most of them that I've opened seem to have better protection than the real thing. But yes, you'll find them on eBay if you search for that. The reason I'm not giving a direct link to eBay is because they price gouge and the price goes through the roof. That's what they do. But there we have it. That's what's inside a generic clone glue gun designed for use with other tools' batteries. Not necessarily the best thing for your other tool batteries, but useful as a standalone glue gun with the clone batteries to match it. It makes a good pair.